It is January 14th, 2026, and in today's video, we will be going over the UFC Comeback Fighter of the Year candidates. Now in this video, there's going to be some names that you know. And I know a lot of people are going to be calling them washed, but I don't look at them as the rusty bucket in the junkyard. I look at them as like a spoon that is a little bit dirty, but it's from England. It's from the kingdom. And I recognize what spoon that is, and I'm like, that could be the best piece of cutlery in my drawer. It's a weird analogy, but I think you'd understand. And I just want to let you guys know, just confirming. Okay, every fighter but one has lost their last fight. And for most of these guys, their last couple. And I'll make my case for the fighter who won his last fight. Suga Sean. Suga Sean is going to become the superstar that he was supposed to be. And everyone's going to love it. You know, he's the most popular American active fighter right now. He's going to fight Song Yadong. He's going to beat him. He's going to face Petr Yan at the White House. And he's going to beat him in front of all of America. And I'm Canadian. In front of all of America and everyone on CBS and Paramount and Sportsnet, if it's my case. I need to put my hands down. Sean O'Malley is going to run through that division. And I'm sure they'll give Merab the fight after he beats Petr Yan. And I think he beats him. And I think Suga Sean goes 3-0 on the year. Maybe it's 2-0. I think it's going to be 3-0 with Merab. And the next fight after that is Umar Nurmagomedov. And Sean wins that too. So I project, based on my gut and nutsack feel that none of you guys can doubt, I project Sean O'Malley is going 4-0 over his next 4 fights, goes up to fight at 145, and probably loses to either Diego Lopez or Jean Silva. Let's move on. He's a spoon from the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, when she was like 26. But I see it in Goodwill, and I'm like, I recognize that spoon from somewhere. And that's what Leon Edwards is. You know, close fight with Bilal, 3-2, almost finished him. That's a prime Bilal, by the way. People were talking crazy about Bilal, wasn't me, but people were talking crazy about that Bilal. Sean Brady, he didn't get enough sleep. Leon Edwards didn't get enough sleep. He came in still under the influence of melatonin. Like, that was not Leon Edwards in the cage with Sean Brady that night. And against Carlos Prates, he's just the better fighter, but Carlos Prates has the best, the most dangerous touch of death in the UFC, and I think he's the only guy in the UFC that has legit, like, one jab or one straight knockout power. Like, Ilya could have it. Tom never throws a straight, so I don't really think he's got it. And I don't think Alex Pereira's got it. I don't even think Alex Pereira's got touch of death. Like, he'll put you on your butt, but he finishes you on the ground. Carlos Prates walks dudes off. And for Leon Edwards, who I don't think had ever been knocked out until that point, look, whoever it is for Leon Edwards next, he is winning. Whether it's Joaquin Buckley or Colby Covington or a get-over-the-hump Jorge Masvidal, he is winning. I don't know what's happening after that, though. Maybe he pushes 185? No. Speaking of 185, why is Israel Adesanya not at 205 right now? Look, he just got announced to fight 15th ranked Joe Pyfer today. What a fall from grace, you might be thinking. And I texted my boys. I was like, I don't really like this fight. I'm sure it's a great fight, but Izzy's coming off a loss where he slipped against Nasruddin Imavov. That he slipped like ducking the jab, and he fell against the cage, and that's where Imavov got him. Like he didn't knock him out. Like Imavov didn't wobble him. He didn't stun him. He didn't knock him down. Imavov went like after he got kicked in the nuts. By the way, poked in the eye. And after Izzy went like this, he was like, no, let's go. And Imavov took advantage of that. He threw, and Izzy went and slipped. And then when you're crawling back to the cage and Imavov's coming and he hits you with a jab up against the cage, and it was a clean jab. Like, obviously you're going to get knocked out. And who's beating DDP in that division? No one's beating DDP in that division other than Khamzat Chimaev. So let's write those two off right away. Sean Strickland, like, there was just something in him that night. Maybe Izzy beats Joe Pyfer and avenges the Sean Strickland loss. And then we're talking about the guy who's going to beat Khamzat. And I don't think Khamzat's going to be around long enough for Izzy to fight at 185. But I got Izzy going 2-0 this year. And I got Leon going 2-0 this year. Let's move on to another guy who just got a fight announced. And I love it. The Mogger. The Chad. The Brazilian Shad. See what I did there? Shad. He's going up to 205 to face Azermat Mirzakhanov. Someone who, like, knocks everyone out. I think he's got, like, one loss, like, 6th ranked light heavyweight. Like, kind of a big step up for Paulo Costa, but I think he gets the job done. I don't really have any analysis for you, but I think Paulo Costa, like, switch body kicks his way to, like, a 30-27? 29-28. He wins this by decision. He wins that fight by decision. And actually, I must say, I think Izzy knocks out Joe Pyfer. Let's move on. Paulo Costa making a run at 205, and believe it or not, he actually beats Magomed Ankalaev. So, do with that as you will. If he beats Mirzakhanov, the Ankalaev fight makes a lot of sense. The Roundtree fight makes a lot of sense. He beats Ankalaev. I don't know if he beats Roundtree. I just think Roundtree's too good, and Costa doesn't really have the gas tank, and Roundtree doesn't really have the gas tank, but he doesn't have to use as much gas. But I got Paulo Costa going 2-0 this year. Mirzakhanov, Ankalaev. My boy, Zhang Ming Yang. For a guy who has finished like 11 fights in a row, 12 fights in a row, 6 or 7 fights in a row since 2020, and got leg kicked by Johnny Walker. And I did call that, by the way. I will say I did call that, and I'll put it on my boy's life. I did call that. I said, Johnny Walker, it's been the year of the gritty vet. It was a summer. It was like 7 or 8 a.m. I was on the lake. I woke up early. Just watched T-City and Aljo like almost put me to bed. And I'm like, I just gotta watch Zhang Ming Yang. And he was looking good for a bit, but Johnny Walker was just leg kicking his way to him. So maybe that's his problem. And Zhang Ming Yang versus Jan Blachowicz doesn't make any sense. So let's not make that fight. But let's shoot him to the top. Like, let's give him one more ranked. And if he loses, then you're like, okay, like, not a good look. But he knocked out Lionheart. And that's a feat in itself. I don't know what fight you give Zhang Ming Yang next, but he should be active. Like, when Johnny Walker leg kicked the shit out of Zhang Ming Yang, I was like, he just tore his ACL. Or he just tore his MCL. Like, whatever is in his knee is gone. And 5 minutes after he was flopping on the ground, he was walking around just fine. And there's been no news about an MCL or ACL tear or anything in the knee. So why isn't he back? Are they saving him for like another China card? I don't know if they're going to China soon. Put him on the White House card. If you want to shoot him to the top, put him on the White House card. And who are we get? Let's matchmake right now. Zhang Mingyang at 14. Zhang Mingyang at 14. Dominic Reyes? Do we feed Dominic Reyes to Zhang Mingyang? No. We can't give him a fighter above Johnny Walker. Krylov versus Mingyang? As like the second fight on a pay-per-view? Or maybe a feature co-main? Or a feature? Or a fight night feature? Now we're talking. Anyways, fellas, those are my 5 fighters from the UFC that I think are going to be comeback of the year candidates. If I were to pick one of them, I would pick Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley to beat Song Yadong, Petr Yan, Merab Dvalishvili. Going 3-0 in 2026, including a huge win at the White House, which will be the moment of the night, unless John Jones retires there. Look, those are the 5 guys. If you disagree, I disagree with you. Sean O'Malley, comeback fighter of the year. That's all I got for you guys. Peace out.